Zimbabwe, some years ago, there was an economic decline, and so many people in Zimbabwe were short of food, medical necessities, you name all the list. Poverty was very high, and so many people were in need. But when the Baltimore-Washington conference came over, many people's lives were transformed.
Over the past 15 to 20 years, the Baltimore-Washington Conference has been engaged in a very powerful covenant relationship with our brothers and sisters in Zimbabwe. This has been seen through many volunteer mission trips. It's been seen through the hundreds of thousands of dollars that have been raised and taken over to Zimbabwe to assist in the building of Africa University, to assist in the refurbishing of parsonages and churches, the building of medical clinics, the establishment of orphanages. So many things that we've been able to accomplish in this partnership that has meant so much to us here, but as importantly to our brothers and sisters in Zimbabwe.
In going to Zimbabwe, I saw that I had a lot more than I'd given myself credit for. There was a lot more in me, and I had a lot of resources that I saw people praising God and giving their all who had so much less than I had. I felt I needed to do more, be more, give more. The church gave me an opportunity to do just that.
The first time I went to Zimbabwe, I actually went because I was very cynical about the process. I thought it was a very bad use of resources, and I realized that I couldn't say those things without ever having done it. So I decided to go with our church on their next trip to Zimbabwe. And when I got to Zimbabwe, when I got to Dindi, where we went, I discovered how profoundly wrong I was.
When he came back, when he first started talking about Dindi and all of the terrible things that these people have to go through daily, I mean, things that we take for granted are enormous challenges for them. And it really seemed as though he came out of his shell and could really relate to people who were from a completely different socioeconomic status and extremely different culture.
It's just a heart-wrenching thing over there to see these people. I've seen miracles and I've seen heartaches. When we went to Dindi, I saw a man being pushed in a wheelbarrow. He was very sick, and they brought him by the little clinic they had, and they put an IV up in a tree, and they laid him under the tree. The wheelbarrow was their ambulance. I just can't imagine living like this. But this is the way the world is, and anything we can do to help them, we have to do it.
I learned why the people needed us there. I also learned to do something that was more important than the pettier things that I'd done in the previous 60 years. It was nice really doing something worthwhile. And like I said, I went as a cynic to prove that this was a bad thing. And now this is the 7th time I'm going back after that.
To the people of Zimbabwe, relationships are very important. So when the people of the Baltimore-Washington Conference travel to Zimbabwe, the Zimbabwean people value such a visit from the people of Baltimore-Washington Conference. It is within the tradition of the Zimbabwean people that relations are not complete until and unless people sit together and they share a meal. So when the Baltimore Washington Conference people visit Zimbabwe, it really seals that relationship between the people of Baltimore Washington Conference and the people of Zimbabwe.
Presence and the hope that it inspired was far more important than if we had just sent the money that it cost for all of our transportation costs. We did good while we were there, and it certainly caused me to grow.
It's just become so great. It's positive. He's really involved. He's very engaged, and he's definitely become very dedicated to this. And I look forward to becoming dedicated as well.
Just remember, if you're called for mission, go. It don't make any difference how old you are or how you feel. Go out there and try. You just can't imagine what you can do for other people until you do it.
An awful lot is said and questioned about sending money versus going ourselves. There's certainly a strong notion of the ministry of presence. And we hear that from everyone who goes and comes back, how they've been touched and how they've been told by the people that they have touched how important it is to be there face to face.
They share more with us. They open their homes, their houses, they share family life with us. And I think, and we bring lots of resources with us, but the friendliness, the camaraderie, the fact that we're all in the kingdom, that we are in this realm where we're sharing ourselves and our understanding of who God is. And they teach us as much as we teach them.